always beware of people that try to force their way into your life and you don't really know them that well and you don't have a relationship with them. Okay? There's not really established between the two of y'all. When it comes to friendship, relationship, whatever, no one should be trying to force themselves into your world, your life, what you got going on. And the reason B is because some people like to be nosy. Some people like to always check in on you, and it may not come from a genuine place. Okay, a lot of times people say, yeah, I'm praying for you. I'm praying this for you, whatever, right? Like, and it's like, you got your own thing going on. You know, you're a grown man, you're a grown woman. And the people that try to force their way into your life, they may have other things in their life that they do differently, and they have their own walk, and they have their own interests, their own hobbies. They're on a separate path away from your path. Your path is not like their path. So y'all paths are not intertwining. You know what I mean? For example, you may have a friend that goes to church. You don't go to church. Okay? You got no time for church. And that doesn't make you a bad person if you don't go to church. It's just simply you're not available to go to a church service. But this friend goes to church every Sunday religiously, you know what I mean? And they trying to get you to go to church along with them, right? And it's like, you don't got the time for it, you know? That one friend that you may have may be into dancing or to music or whatever. They may be into a whole different, trade or skill, and you may be into boxing. You may be into learning plumbing or learning welding, and they may be into a whole different trade themselves. Like, your lives don't really mesh, right? And you guys don't have the same interests or same hobbies. Friendships, I feel like, are different to build up or to form when you guys have a whole different path. And y'all may have some things in common. Y'all may have certain things that happen to the both of y'all in y'all's life when you were a child. Like, you may share the same childhood trauma, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to talk about that, for healing purposes, but you don't want to go off that reasoning of why you guys are friends in the first place, because of the same trauma bond, right? The same past trauma from childhood, right? You don't want to have a friend where you guys are constantly trauma bonding. That's not healthy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Trauma bonding is not healthy at all for relationships, friendships in general. Okay? That should not be the reason why you get to know somebody. Okay? When it comes to you healing from your past traumas, that's your responsibility. No one else is responsible for your healing process. Okay? No one is responsible, for you to get better. That's something you got to seek to the Lord with, go to the Most High with, work it out yourself, and don't take it to other people. Unless you're going to see a therapist, that's entirely different. That's a more professional setting, right? Go to seek a therapist for whatever issues or problems that you're trying to move past, right? But when it pertains to friendships, someone forcing themselves into your life, 9 times out of 10, they're looking to box you in when it comes to their life. You ever have that one friend that just tries to invite you everywhere, and notice, like, it's always with their friends, with their group, like they're trying to get you into like their daily life, and stuff, and like you appreciate their company like one-on-one, but then they try to get you around all their other friends and groups and this and that and the third. you know personally, you don't really welcome it, because once again, you got your own life going on. And you could make time for those other friends, those other people, right? That that one friend that they want you to meet and be friends with, and kind of box you into their whole social group. That sounds nice and everything, but what's the intention? What's the intention behind it? You always have to question that. There's always something behind someone's kindness or over flattery, like niceness, and them just, it's not always genuine. Someone being kind and nice all the time, it's not always genuine. You gotta like figure out why is this person so quick to involve me into their own social group when I don't know those people, they don't know me. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just have to question the motive. Like I don't mind getting to know this one person, but if they're trying to like show signs of forcing their way into your life, for me, preferably, I don't like for people to know where I live, and I don't want no one to be coming over. Okay, I live in a very small apartment, and with my small apartment, I got my mom's my roommate. Me and my mom, we pay the rent. We also have a roommate too, who sleeps in the living room, right? It's still a very small apartment, and originally I never really wanted a roommate, right? I never really liked the idea of having a roommate, but as long as they have a job, they're able to pay their portion of the rent, monthly, then it's all good. As long as they're behaving themselves, they're conducting themselves well, if there's no drama, it's all good. And I haven't had none of those problems with this roommate. But for people to just come over, it's not something I'm gonna welcome, right? People that I personally know. We can meet up anywhere. We can go to the park, we can go see a movie, we can go meet out for lunch, whatever. But to come over my sanctuary where I lay my head at night, where I rest, I decompress, whatever, a place where I just chill, lay back, relax, no one's welcomed. Like, I don't really care who you are. Like, for anyone that I know personally, like, it's different when it comes to a brother or like a family member. When it comes to a friend that I'm just now getting to know, or someone that I've known for a couple years, still kind of on the fence about a little bit, I'm not going to invite them over. Now, you may feel to yourself, that's a little bit harsh, you need to lighten up. At the same time, yeah, I could lighten up. I could, welcome that person over. But the thing is, I like my peace, right? And I'm very spiritually sensitive to a lot of people and their energy and what they got going on. You could be opening the door for a negative spirit to come into your household, to your apartment, right? And you may attract some type of spirit that's negative. And it may sound crazy, but this is a real fact. This is something that happens, where it's like you allow certain people into your home, your apartment, and their spirit kind of attaches, to your place, a place you call home, right? They may look at what you got, look around the apartment, scope around what you have, what you possess. You just got nosy people like that, right? And people that can steal, people that can plant things in your bathroom, right? Most times it'll probably be your bathroom, because you got some people that asks you, can I use your bathroom real quick, right? Next thing you know, you got problems with your damn toilet flushing. Yeah. Next thing you know, you got problems flushing your damn toilet after that person used your toilet. This happened to me before a couple of times, you know, but, you know, you got certain people that come over, certain items are missing, you know, you can't find your keys, you can't find your phone somehow, you can't find, you know, a deodorant, your cologne's missing or whatever, right? You know, or something may happen with you and another family member. Someone comes over with a certain spirit, and then all of a sudden you and your family member that live with one another, y'all start beefing, y'all start arguing, y'all start having some strife in the household all of a sudden. Like, where did this come from? Like, this hostility, and it just kind of comes out of nowhere, right? And y'all weren't really arguing like that before, but it's because you allowed that one person in your home, your apartment. It all of a sudden caused a rift between you and that family member that you guys did not have before that person entered into your apartment, you know? So, for me personally, I don't allow people over. And I'm not going to tell you where I live, because you don't need to know where I live. You know, like I said, if I know you, we can meet up. Any other scenery, the park, we can go, you know, out to lunch, see a movie, to the mall. But to my apartment, to where a place I call home, not happening. Just not happening. You know, that's my place for peace and quiet, tranquility, and all that. And so I don't like for people to know what I got. And I don't really have a whole lot, you know. It's just one of those things where I've had bad experiences having people over my home in the past, and things did not go well. Okay? A lot of things did not go well having certain company over. And so I had to learn from a younger age, you know, not to allow certain people over your house. And things can go missing, okay? Someone's bad energy can, you know, it can spoil your energy. It can spoil the whole energy that was positive and peaceful of the home, right? And just everything can turn into a mess, a hot mess, when that person comes and when they leave. They leave their bad energy, they leave their bad spirits in that home. So, I don't know about you guys, if you're so welcoming to a lot of company, or if you're just someone that likes your peace, you're private, and you don't want a lot of people over your house. You don't want nobody over your apartment or your house. So it's one of those things for you. This is my sanctuary. Ain't nobody welcome. And it's probably because of experiences that you had in the past where people stole from you, friends stole from you. Okay, they took something from you, and when they were around, things just went left. And you picked up on the energy once they left. So, for me, I have a very small apartment. You know, for my mom, you know, she may invite somebody over here and there, which she has in the past. Me personally, I will not invite no one over. Like I said, we're gonna meet somewhere else, not in my home though. Okay, it's just off limits, you know. And you know, one friend that I've had, you know, he was like, you know, I think I know where you live and all this stuff. Like, offer to pick me up to go meet out for lunch. And I just simply said, I'll just take a car. I'll take my car. I'll drive to the spot. You know, I don't want you to know where I live. You know what I mean? That person had an idea where I lived, and you know, I didn't really like the sound of that, to be honest with you, because it goes back to what I said before. Like, I don't want nobody over, you know. So if If someone's offering me a ride somewhere, I can take myself. You know, I can drive myself to that spot. I don't need someone to give me a lift. You know what I mean? Because then that would entail they know where I live. You know, they know my address. So once they pick me up, now I know where he lives. Now I can just drop. Now I can just like drop by whenever I want to, and not have to give him a notice. No, that's off limits. That's unnecessary, and that's a huge no-no. Don't ever show up to no one's place unannounced. Don't do that. That's something I don't like, and that's something I would not want no one to do. Because, first of all, it's rude and disrespectful to show up unannounced at someone's place of residence. You didn't call, you didn't text, you know, just not available for company. Just not. And if that person knows exactly where I live, then they may get too comfortable with, I can just stop by whenever I want to. No problem, no big deal. No, it is a problem, and it is a big deal, you know? So for me, it was like, I'll just take my ride, I'll drive myself. I don't need you to pick me up, because then you wouldn't know where I live. And I don't want you to know where I live. You know, I'm just that private person. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, being private. You know, it's not like I live in a house, I live in an apartment, a small apartment. You know what I mean? So that's just how I live my life. I'd rather live my life privately, not having everyone know where I live. And it's not good for people to know where you live. So when people try to force their way into your life, they may want to know where you live, right? They didn't know before, they're gonna want to know. I think you should not tell them where you live. Like, if you guys are gonna be friends, meet out certain places, take your own car. If you have your own car, drive to the location to where y'all gonna meet. You know, that person may be trying to be nice, but they just want to see where you live at the end of the day, right? And they want you to depend on them for a ride. You know, if I have my own car to drive, I don't need you to take me anywhere. You know, if I can take myself to any location, any spot, I'll take myself there. I don't need you to pick me up. You know what I mean? So it's like that. It's just one of those things where I choose to be self-sufficient, you know? And people that try to get you to do, you know, more of their hobbies with them and be more involved into their life and what they got going on, you know, you can make time for that. There's definitely a time and place, but they got to respect your time. They got to respect what you got going on in your own life. And you may not always be available for a phone call. I've had people that called me in the past and I just wasn't available for a phone call. It's not that I was ignoring their phone call. It's just, there are times I'm just not in the mood to talk on the phone. It's not impersonal. I just never liked talking on the phone as much. I'm not entirely against it, but it's just one of those things. There are times I'm not available for a phone call. I got other things I'm doing, right? Now, if you happen to catch me at a good time, cool, I'll pick up the phone, chop it up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like to be on the phone for hours and hours and hours. Like, that's just not me. You know, 30 minutes to an hour, that's my limit for being on the phone. You know, and I'm not really a big texter either. Like, I may text a short message here and there. That's about it. You know, all that phone call stuff, calling on the phone, you know, talking and all that, it's not really for me like that. And I have my limits, you know, when it comes to that. I'm more so an in-person, you know, type of person, you know, face-to-face interaction. That's kind of what I am, you know. And so, with that being said, man, you know, you don't want to let people force their way into your life. You know what I mean? It's like, if you have your own life going on, You got your own interests, you got your own hobbies, you got your own life routine, and it's not really in alignment with their life routine. It is what it is. That's just a boundary you got to set with that individual, right? And when y'all link up, y'all gonna link up. But it's just not, it can't always be on their time whenever they want, you know? You got your own life to live and your own responsibility. So with that being said, if y'all like this video, you found it informational, edifying, hit that like button for the algorithm. More content is to come. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out, and peace.